Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and I'm drinking some water. There we go. Kingdom Death Monster. Let's do this. So, undo all damage. We did forget to do that already. Everyone should be good to go. And then that speed bonus goes away, unfortunately. And then, yeah. Okay. Next, we get Endeavors. Flandra is a tinker. Romelia is a tinker. Rumia is a tinker and a matchmaker, and Ken is not. So this is 7 Endeavors. Sorry, I'm just like everything to be nice and neat. All right. Then we have to do a random event. Magic number is 12, by the way. 16. Rivalry. Well, that's also a magic number. All right. If there are less than 2 returning survivors, discard Rivalry and draw a new event. Select 2 random returning survivors. They begin to argue, and their screams rouse the settlement. Okay. All right. So I have to pick 2. We'll go from left to right, I guess. Actually, we'll do it like this, so it's a little bit more visible. There we go. So I have to roll 2d4 and re-roll any duplicates. So 2d4. Alright, now 1d4. Alright, it's between Rumia and Flandra. Rumia and Flandra are rivals. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to roll 1d10 and see what happens. More than likely it's going to be something bad. 1. 2 rivals beat each other up, neither may depart this phase. Lingering effects. Neither may depart this phase. That's actually really annoying, but I guess that's for the best. But it does have linger. We can technically make them duel, but more than likely it will kill both survivors or kill one of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this alone and just make it so they can't depart this phase. So Flandra, you're sending this one out. So is Rumia. Also, I need to remember, real quick, Rumia's Hoarder kicks in, so I need to actually remove a resource. I'm going to go ahead and remove a lion. No, I'll just remove a monster bone. There you go. Okay, that is it. Well, we still need to update the timeline, so I guess I'll do that real quick. Timeline, it should be year. I think we forgot to add it again. We did. 1, 2, 3. It should be year 9. My apologies. There we go. Because year 8 was the Hooded Knight. All right. There's no event. All it is just we have to fight a nemesis again. It's just like before. The Kingsman is waiting for us. Well, he's about to come at our home, so we're gonna have to go and meet him. All right. With all that said and done, let's go ahead and knock some stuff out. Let's do a innovation right off the bat. So we'll go ahead and use that resource there. We'll use a Shankbone, a Monster Hide, and a Monster Organ. And we need to roll a 4d12 again. Reroll any duplicates. 1, 2, 4, and 6. So 1 is scrap smelting. We've gone through this before. But we'll go ahead and pull them up anyway. Just so you guys can see them again. I mean, some of you guys are probably less familiar with this game than I am, so it's probably a good idea to go ahead and make sure we get everything on the same page. The other one was Inner's Lantern. And the last one is Memento Mori. I actually really, really want Memento Mori. This will be because we can literally use a nominate a survivor that died in the last showdown and roll 1d10. It can only be used once per settlement phase, but it's essentially a 70% chance that you'll at least get something carried over. And since death is rather common, I really think this will be something that's kind of up our alley. But the other option is Inner Lantern, and Inner Lantern gets a Surge. And Surge lets you interrupt attacks. And we've gone pretty far without... I don't know. It's iffy. One way or another, we're going to be sending a bunch of... we're going to be probably sending a bunch of newbies for the fight. So I think Inner Lantern is probably our best bet. Also, I forgot to give Ken a plus luck. There we go. She now has 3 luck. Okay, so with that all said and done, as much as I really want Memento Mori, I do want to get Surge. So let's go ahead and get Surge, get Inner Lantern first. And this is going to add Shrine and Scarification, which they're kind of neat. But yeah, that is pretty much it for that. I'm gonna go ahead and check real quick with the settlement location. Let's look at the leatherworker again. Spend any number of hide to add an equal number of leather strange resources to the settlement. So yeah, 1 endeavor, we can spend any number of hide. So with that knowledge, let's do the math. That's a helmet. That's a bracer. That's a cuirass or chest piece. That's a skirt. That's leather boots. Okay. Then that's a shield. And that's another shield. I'll go ahead and hold on to the white fur. Well, actually I'll spend it, but I'm not going to use it for leatherworking. So with this, we can make 2 leather shields. Because what we're doing is this row here, this middle row, that's all being converted into leather. And then the rest I'm using it as base components. So either bones or hides. So yeah, this will get us the full leather set and 2 round shields. So let's go ahead and pull all that up. 2 round leather shields. It is vital. If you're going into this fight blind, you're going to be in for a surprise when the trap card hits you. These shields are needed for the trap cards, because if you don't, you're going to get wrecked. Just like you'll just get brutalized. I mean, there's chances you could survive it, but man, shields just make it so much easier. Also, shields in general just make things easier because you just have someone that just tanks everything. Okay, and here's that. This is the full leather set. All right. So as you can see, well, I'll pull it up in the gear. Before I do that, though, let's take a look at the Caterium. Caterium, I can get. Well, one thing we can do is, for one thing, let's swap out the Great Cat Bone for a skull. There we go. And what we can do is use the Great Cat Bone and the white fur to make a white lion helmet. You know, just to get that started. So all this gets spent, and so what's that called again? It was called the white lion helmet. There we go. We're probably not going to take it with us, but it is available to us. There you go. So with all that, all I have left is going to be a 1 white fur. So yeah, definitely a significant boost. And doing that all at once only cost us 1 endeavor. So that's why I saved it up. All right. Anything else we really want to point out? Yeah, actually. We can do face painting with Flandra. We could have done that sooner and could have gotten her some good things. Just to get her ready for later. But for right now, let's go ahead. I'm jumping all over the place, guys. Sorry about that. So let's do gear first. Caterium, White Lion, Helm. So 2 armor. If you have the right connection and a blue affinity, you can do a spin a survival on an action to roar. Non-deaf insane survivors gain +2 strength until end of round. All the survivors get +1 insanity. So yeah, it's a group buff, which is really, really good. In fact, that actually might be worth taking if we can find a way to get a blue affinity, which there really isn't any way of doing that, at least not effectively. But we'll worry about that in a bit. Let's do Leatherworker next. So here's the shield. 1 speed, 8 accuracy, 1 strength. Not too special, but it gives 1 armor to all hit locations, and you can spend an action to block. You ignore 1 hit the next time you attack, lasts until your next attack. You cannot use block more than once per attack. Okay. Then there's Leather Skirt, just 3 armor. Leather Mask, 3 armor, but you get +2 insanity. The Caress, which is just 3 armor. Bracers, 3 armor and 2 survival. And then the Boots, if you have both green connections, at the end of your action, you may move 1 space. So once you finish all your movement and action, you can move 1 additional space, which can be very, very useful. Okay. So, and then finally, since we have the full armor set, let's go ahead and pull up the armor set for leather armor. The leather armor set gives you 1 armor in all hit locations, and you can ignore bash. Bash is essentially a knockdown. Doesn't negate knockdowns, it only negates bashes, so just be aware of that. Okay. So, at this point, let's see what we can do gear-wise, because, well, we could take Vermilia, but I'm not, because I want to keep everyone's experience even. So, we'll take these people out for now. Rumia can't go, neither can Flandra. Ken if I take Ken, this will be her last fight, because she will retire and disappear. Which I'm okay with. Those crits may come in handy. There's not as many crit locations, but they can definitely help a lot. Also, the fact she has additional reach and stuff like that can help too. So at this point, we have a bunch of just unnamed Wooks, I guess we can take. So we can definitely take Suika. Wriggle. I don't think Alice has anything. Not really. Jen, we've been using you for breeding this entire time. So if you live through today's breeding, you can probably come too. We can't take the cleaver. Oh, that's a good idea. That was a good thing we didn't decide to roll on that, because if Flandra had died, it would have removed the cleaver. Yeah, we can't take the cleaver, unfortunately, because doing so, because I don't think anyone we have is insane. I'm pretty sure none of our guys are insane. Okay, but what we can do, assuming we can get this properly set up in some form or fashion, do something like, I don't know, that. She kind of has too much stuff. So we might have to go ahead and just leave this stuff in. Because I do want that reach. The problem is all survivors within 2 spaces. Okay, yeah, this is going to hit her no matter what. So I guess reach doesn't matter. So, okay. Well, that's annoying. Well, it's not the reach I'm worried about, it's the luck. But we will have one character that's going to be checking, so if need be, she should be okay. And if we have to deal with acid blood discharge and all that nonsense, we can definitely do that. So I guess the question is who else do we send off on to a battle? You can just get a bunch of attacks. So no Monster Tooth Necklace, which would suck. But she can block. And with this setup, she would have +2 evasion because of Monster Grease. So that's an option. Or we can have all of that on Chen. And Chen can just have a Skullcap Hammer. So there we go, we can do something like that. You can get a Skull Helm. Won't be taking advantage of as much stuff, but something at least. And you can also have a shield. Wriggle is just going to hide and provide support, essentially. I'll go ahead and take the cleaver with us, though we can't use it. I think that's legit. I'm checking real quick. Yeah, it's just you can carry it, but to activate it, you have to be insane. So that's fine. The reason I'm carrying stuff is just in case I hit like a new game plus or some nonsense. Just take the bone blade and take a Founding Stone. Alright, so with this, we have 2 people in full armor. Chen's going to be probably doing all the tanking. She's just going to sit there in front and just block as much as possible. With block and dodge, you can generally negate most attacks, so I think that will be good to go. And essentially, most of the with Monster Grease at with 3 green affinities, Chen should be able to just she should be able to just freaking tank most of the hits. It'll be like 5+ usually for most of the attacks to hit her. And that's assuming there's no tall grass. If there's tall grass, we'll just stay in the tall grass and just win, because tall grass in a Nemesis encounter is really, really good. I think that's everything. So the only thing we need to do now is spend about 5 endeavors. So let's go ahead and do a matchmaker. Let's see if Chen and an unnamed survivor will live. 2d10. That is twins. Or a pair, rather. I keep saying twins, but it's not really technically twins. Alright, so this will bring this up to 6. Or 16, rather. 16. And 24. There you go. Save that. Alright, and then we got 4 endeavors left. I'm going to go ahead and do face painting. We're going to go ahead and do the, I'm going to go ahead and do the battle paint. We're going to do it on Flandra. Alright, natural 10. That gets us 3 insanity on Flandra. She's not going on the hunt, but at least now she has a little bit more insanity. And that is pretty much it for that front. Okay, so with that, we have 3 endeavors left. Not much we can do. Well, Flandra's not going on the hunt, so I'm going to go ahead and just use her to see about getting some additional scrap. So, we're just... How much? You have enough survival. Yeah, you do. So we're just going to do, I don't know, that. Alright. Well, that was a waste. I was hoping to get some scrap. We didn't get any scrap. But, yeah, this will be the team we take. I think that's fine. Keen doesn't have any restrictions. And she now has Combo Master. Wriggle has no restrictions. And I'm pretty sure Chen and Suika don't have any restrictions either. Yeah, Chen and Suika both just have 1 understanding. That's all they have. Okay, well, we'll definitely be taking those with us then. Alright, well, let's go ahead and call this a video then. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. When we come back, we will fight the Kingsmen. See you guys later.